months between waiting on parts and just, you know, a lot of work that needed to be done to it. I finally got it done, so figured I would shoot a video of the car. I'm in it now. I'm just taking it down to a local spot near my house that I usually do my photo shoots at. The customer's going to be entering his car to Tuner Evolution Philly. A buddy of mine and I will be there as well. So I'm going to take it down here and get some shots for him, and I also want some shots for myself since, you know, the car has come a pretty long way. Excuse the bounce, it's a coilover car, so it kind of comes along with it. But yeah, we're out cruising in it. It's the first time, or well, one of the first times that I've driven it with the new setup, and it rides great, very minimal rubbing, no issues. Once we get down here, I'll show you more, you know, a walk around and some more explanation of what was done to the car. But yeah, it's cruising really good right now. We're just cruising down some back roads. This is a 97 Kouki 240 with a notch top SR. I'll get a little bit more into detail about what's done to the engine and everything once I get down to the little spot. But car runs good to say the least. It's on 20 pounds, tuned by RS Enthalpy. But yeah, I'll pick back up once we get there. Spot. It's early in the morning. It's hot, but we out here. Got the 240 here. So quick rundown of the car. It's a 97 240 SX. It's a buddy of mine's actually. He bought it from this dude's dad. He's actually pretty Instagram famous. His name's Street Style J. He has a purple Sylvia coupe. If you guys know S chassis, you probably know him. It was his dad's car. I believe the dude actually dailied it for a while, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of people do that with 240s anymore. But yeah, he brought me the car. It was on Serb 2s. It had like 235 40s up front, 275s in the back. It was like a mile off the ground. Whatever, that was what the dude wanted. But my buddy, you know, wanted to fit it a little bit better. I built these wheels that are on the car like a year and a half ago, and he had bought them from me, and he wanted them put on and fitted. They were a bit difficult to fit, but hey, they're on the car now and they look great. So just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the car. You know, he brought it to me, had some work done to it, and it turned out really good. So yeah, so here it is. I mean, as you can see, the car is just stupid clean. You know, if you guys know 3-piece wheels, you know these are BBS RSs. These are what he wanted put on the car. What made them so difficult to fit is that they're, you know, they're 18 by 10 plus 10 squared all the way around. Now the problem is the hub bore is 57.1, 240s are 66.1 or something like that. So I'm having to run spacers to be able to fit the wheels, you know, past the hub, which effectively then lowers the offset into the negative range, making it a little bit more difficult. You know, but I would say they fit pretty good now. You know, that's the front, which is money, and the front, which is just pearly, and then the back is just gold. I mean, you're not getting much better than that. That doesn't rub or anything either. So that turned out good. And basically what I did for that was just installed tow arms and camera arms, added camera in the back. I have a little bit of a front camber secret thing I do on these cars. I've done it to 3 of my S chassis and now this one. It just allows you to get a little bit more camber up front, just something that I like to do. But yeah, this thing turned out amazing. I'll give you guys a quick little walk around of the car, some different angles. The car was resprayed by the previous owner. I detailed the paint as well. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to tell, but it has there it is. It has a flake in the paint, which is cool. The car just got a single stage buff and wax. It wasn't anything too crazy, so I didn't want to go too aggressive with anything. But I also installed the ISR 4-inch tip blast pipes, which gave the car a ton of ground clearance. There's the red toe arms down there that I installed as well. But just a quick little walk around, just kind of showing you guys the car. I'm going to be shooting the car as well. He's entering into Tuner Evolution Philly, so he wants some pictures of it. But yeah, the car, it turned out so good. Such a straight and quality example of an original kouki. But I'll give you guys a look at the interior and the engine. Parts about this car is the interior. I love the fact that, you know, how clean it is and how original it is. It's all original interior aside from a couple few things. You know, it's got the A-pillar with an air fuel and a boost gauge. The energy quick release with a Tomei steering wheel. It has a Kenwood double dam, which is nice. But it's just such a clean interior. I mean, it's literally mint. It's just such a clean car. The jams are mint. Like, just a beautiful example of a 240 SX. But it's really comfortable to drive. It's a nice car to be in. Still has working air conditioning, even with the SR swap, which is cool. But yeah, detailed the interior as well. You know, it was definitely pretty rough and dirty, but it came out awesome. I'll show you guys the hood popped. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown on what's done and what's going on under here, just so you guys can kind of see if you're not too familiar with SR setups or just curious of what this car makes and what it has into it. This will be a good video for you. So basically, the car started with a K24, as do all SR20 or as do all 240s in the States. They swapped in a notchback or a notch top or whatever they call them, SR. It's pretty clean in here. It's a pretty simple setup. It's a stock internal SR20, stock cams. It has 550cc injectors, I believe. I don't think they're 740. I'm pretty sure they're 550s. It has the ISR 3076 or 3071 or whatever it is. It's basically a 2871R clone made by ISR, so it's a Chinese turbo. But hey, I mean, it's efficient. It works pretty good. It isn't ball bearing from what I understand where the 2871R is, but you know, the car still made really good power. It has the ISR front mount intercooler kit. It's tucked up under there. It has an ISR radiator, ISR fans, a tile blow off valve. That sounds awesome. I really do like that blow off valve a lot. It's probably my favorite favorite blow off valve I've heard in car. Adjustable fuel pressure regulator, stock ECU tuned by RS enthalpy on 20 pounds. I was told it made like 350 360 wheel. It feels good. Underdrive pulleys. Still running a mass air because, you know, it's a stock ECU, not a standalone. But yeah, it's a really simple, really effective setup. On my last SR, I had the S15 T28 with 550s on 15 pounds of boost with the Tomei pond cams, and the car made like 310 320. So, you know, I mean, either way, it feels great. That car was a lot lighter than this car because it was scudded, so it felt a little bit more rowdy, where this car is a lot more dialed, so it doesn't feel as rowdy, but it moves out, you know, to say the least. Another thing I forgot to mention, that it does have the Tomei tubular manifold and the ISR 3 to 4 inch blast pipes now. The car has a ACT 6-puck clutch. I believe it has an aluminum drive shaft. I think a drive shaft shop aluminum drive shaft, and then the J30 diff. BC Racing coilovers. So, I mean, the car has a lot of really good stuff, and, you know, it's a pretty simple setup. To me, it's a really go-to S-chassis setup. You know, you see a lot of guys running these typical mods, and there's a reason for it. It's reliable, it's fun, and it's a really comfortable car to drive. And it's just it's a really quality chassis. A lot of people ask me how I like 240s and whatever, and this right here is a really good example of what a 240 should be. It's fitted well, but it doesn't rub. It doesn't give me any issues to drive. It's comfortable, but it still has that fitment, you know, that people are looking for, but it's not to the point where you're destroying your fenders, you're destroying your quarters. I've been there, done that, and on such a clean car, it's not worth it. But yeah, that's the car. It's just kind of showing you guys that you can. I'm not really big into thrashing and destroying these cars. They're becoming harder and harder to find, and everyone has their own 2 cents. I know drifting's fun, and that's cool if you're going to use a missile car, but when people take these beautiful cars and they destroy them, it's kind of bittersweet. It makes mine more valuable, but it takes them away from everybody else. And these cars can be such good cars if they're taken care of and treated well and built with quality parts. I mean, this has a lot of ISR stuff on it, which is controversial for a lot of people, but hey, I mean, it works on this setup. So that's basically what I was trying to kind of get through to you guys, is that I get a lot of questions about 240s through Instagram and stuff like that, about if I like them, how they are to drive, do you recommend them? And if you can find a nice, clean S chassis, which isn't always the easiest thing in the world, and if you do, they usually want an arm and a leg, which they're not worth 20 grand. I don't care what's into them. They're just old Japanese rattle boxes. But if you can find a clean one for a reasonable price, I have yet to drive a car I liked more. I'm 20 and I've owned 13 cars. By far, every S chassis I've ever owned and driven has been my favorite. So, I mean, to each their own. Everyone's different. I love them. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to have a bunch more on my S13 coming up. I'm doing a lot of stuff for Tuner Evolution as well. So, I'll try to document that the best I can. But thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more. I don't know where I'm going to put this in the video, so whatever. But this was a customer job. He is a buddy of mine, but it was a paid job for me. If any of you guys need any fitment stuff or really work done to any of your cars, let me know. I do a lot of work for people, including myself. I build all my own cars. I don't take my stuff to shops. S chassis are definitely my sweet spot, or my thing, so to say. I do know these cars pretty well, but I have had a lot of cars. I've worked on a lot of cars. Feel free to hit me up. Either on here or on Instagram. I have my Instagram in the bio or the description. I'm in the DMV area, so obviously local is easier unless you guys want to travel. But feel free to hit me up if you need anything done. I detail, I do fitment, whatever you guys may need, exhaust installs, anything. If you guys need something done or just want to come chill with the boys, let me know. But thank you guys for watching. Peace.